Previously on, so okay, here's the thing. But anyway, I do have one particular ship that I am itching to talk about, and that ship is going to be revealed in the next video. Stay tuned. Happy Valentine's Day! In this time of love and romance, I figure now is the perfect time to talk about a ship. No, we did that joke in the last video. Anyway, ever since this ship came to me in a dream the other day, it's been my favorite ship of all time, and I hope by the time I'm done here, it'll be one of yours too. So now, without further ado, it's time to talk about Captain Marvel x Waluigi. So before I get into this thing, there's one clearly important question to answer. It's the question everyone watching this is asking because it's the most obvious question to ask. That question is, of course, which version of Captain Marvel are we going with on this? For this video, I'm going with the MCU version of Captain Marvel for two reasons. The first is that I want to keep this fairly simple, and MCU Captain Marvel has only really been the focus of one movie, whereas the 616 version has been in, more than that. The second reason is that I, personally, am more familiar with the movies than with the comics, because comic books? Do I look like a nerd to you? Wow, did you really just say yes out loud? You know I can't hear you, right? Don't talk to YouTube videos. Put any sassy remarks you have in the comment section. What is that? Chubbs, get out of here. Anyway, yeah, the MCU Carol Danvers version of Captain Marvel. That's the version I'm shipping with Waluigi here. If you want to ship a different version of Captain Marvel with Waluigi, go ahead. That makes him interesting AU fic for sure, but I'm going with the MCU Carol Danvers version. Now, to start, we're going to look at the two characters individually before going into their relationship. First of all, Captain Marvel. Carol Danvers, portrayed by Brie Larson, was an American Air Force pilot in the 1980s when, happened, and she gained magical space powers, which allow her to, basically she's Superman. That's the deal. She has Superman powers. You get it. Then, some plot stuff happens, discovers her life is a lie, blah, 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 regains her memories and discovers she's on the wrong side of the war, yada, 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 gets a radical haircut, etc., etc. And then she goes off to become, the defender of the universe or something, I guess? I'm not 100% clear what her actual job is after the end of the movie. Does toppling evil colonialist empires come with a salary? Does she get dental? Someone ask Kevin Feige if she gets dental. How do you pronounce that last name? Feige. Where were we? Oh, right. Full disclosure, I like this character a lot. She's fun, she's energetic, she's charming, and the scenes where she blows stuff up and beats the crap out of the bad guys are always thoroughly satisfying. Plus, this is my favorite moment in the entire MCU.
I have nothing to prove to you.
Heck yeah, Cap! You tell him! Get his ass! Sorry. So that is Captain Marvel, radical superhero lady from the 90s with magical Superman space power. While she is a fully developed three-dimensional character, she's pretty simple to explain, pretty easy to understand. Unfortunately, that description does not apply to Waluigi, who is neither simple to explain nor easy to understand. Waluigi, portrayed by Charles Martinet, is, as you probably know, the evil twisted mirror version of Luigi, brother of Mario. Everything about Luigi is reflected, exaggerated, or distorted in Waluigi. Luigi is taller and slimmer than Mario, and Waluigi is grotesquely elongated. Luigi is good-natured. Waluigi is dastardly. Luigi is afraid of everything, but persists in fighting the good fight anyway, in the same way that Waluigi is constantly obsessed with accusing everyone else of cheating, but continues to play in every game. Luigi's color scheme complements his brother's. Waluigi's color scheme somehow clashes with everything around him, including himself. Seriously, what's with the orange shoes? The orange shoes throw me off. Why the orange shoes? Answer me that, scientists! Waluigi is, above all else, a man of mystery. Although this man has been in constant Mario games, very little is actually known about him in actual Mario canon. Where does he come from? What is his relationship with Wario? Why does he hate Luigi so much he's seemingly styled himself after his greatest enemy? What's the brand of that blue eyeliner that always remains perfectly applied even when swimming? Where can I buy some? How much is it? No, really, what's with the orange shoes? All these questions and more swim through the head of anyone playing any game that features this man. Unfortunately, very few actual answers are afforded to us. He also briefly took over my channel back in 2018. That was fun.
Waluigi!
Get out! So we've got our two star-crossed lovers. Now for their love. These two have a surprising amount in common. I know, I didn't expect it either. Once I really started looking into it, there's a lot of material here. For example, at their core, both of these characters care a lot about fairness. Carol is outraged when she discovers that the Kree-Skrull War, a war that she thought was very even-sided, with one side being powerful heroes and the other side being a serious threat, is actually extremely unbalanced, with the so-called powerful heroes and serious threat being, in reality, a fanatical and bigoted imperialist army trying to destroy a small, weak race of mostly innocent refugees. This is an incredibly rude awakening for her, and it does a massive number on her character, leading to one of the coolest moments in the film where, fueled by this righteous anger over injustice, she finally breaks free of the imperialist control and begins her fight back. On Waluigi's side, this is what the Super Mario Wiki has to say about his personality. Despite his overconfidence, Waluigi is also characterized by a great amount of self-pity. According to his voice actor, Charles Martinet, Waluigi feels that good things are always happening to others and not to him, causing him great frustration. The page goes on to state that, in Mario Super Sluggers, after his scout mission is cleared, he subtly states that the gang cheated, but commends them for their sneakiness. This points to Waluigi caring a great deal about things being even. In the former quote, Martinet states that a good deal of Waluigi's anger and frustration stems from him seeing the world as being unfair to him. And in the latter quote, Waluigi shows that while he thinks the heroes are cheating, he's totally fine with it, because he just sees that as part of the game. And honestly, he was probably cheating too. Wait, cheating. Who does that remind you of?
But you cheated. Took a shortcut.
Since when is a shortcut cheating?
Since it violates the predetermined rules of engagement.
I definitely don't remember those.
Of course you don't.
Well, isn't that interesting? Literary parallels! Man, what I wouldn't give to see Waluigi and Captain Marvel playing a board game against each other. And that actually leads to my next point. An important thing for couples is to have shared hobbies and to learn to do things together. Now, we basically know two things about Carol Danvers outside of work hobbies. We know from the flashbacks to her childhood that she has an interest in sports, and we know from her history with Maria that she likes hanging out and partying with her friends. So, sports and parties, huh? Now, remind me, what are the two main series in which Waluigi appears? That's right! The Mario Sports series and the Mario Party series. Wait, no, hold on, I'm forgetting something. Oh, right, the Mario Kart series. Now, this would be a bit of a stretch, right? I mean, after all, it's not like there's a scene where Captain Marvel goes go-karting.
You're going too fast. You need to go slow.
I hear the siren song of a perfect OTP, and I will not rest until this ship is docked upon its shores. That analogy didn't really work, but you get the idea. Plus, we shouldn't leave this merely implied, Waluigi is canonically a fantastic dancer. That's probably relevant. He's also, as we all know, the handsomest boy, and Brie Larson ain't half bad to look at either. So it's a cute ship too. They even work from an out-of-universe standpoint. Waluigi, while having a little bit of a cult following online, is far from Nintendo's most popular character, right? I mean, he's not even his mom's favorite child, and he's an only child! In a recent poll on my Twitter, this is true, I asked which Mario brother was people's favorite, and Waluigi got no votes. I mean, nobody else got any votes either, so it's not that significant, but the point stands. Follow me on Twitter. I'm lonely over there. Anyway, the thing is, Captain Marvel isn't the most popular MCU character either. She just hasn't had the time to build up a fan base like Iron Man or Captain America or even the Guardians of the Galaxy or Ant-Man. She's got her fans, clearly. I mean, I'm one. But for crying out loud, she's only had one standalone movie, which is exactly the number of standalone movies that Thor would have had if he'd had only one standalone movie. And if you can believe it, she also got no votes on the aforementioned Twitter poll. These two make a perfect underrated pair. At this point in the script outline, I wrote that I was going to include theoretical counter-arguments to the ship and then provide my rebuttals. But here's the thing. I can't think of a single rational counter-argument to this ship. So we're moving on. So, okay, here's the thing. Remember back in part 1 when I defined the term rare pair? Part of that definition was that the rarity of the ship caused the shippers distress due to the dearth of available content. The sad reality is that when you ship an uncommon ship, you just don't get a lot of stuff featuring your OTP. I think you can probably see where this is going. Hey, you! Yes, you! I need you to do this. Give me Waluiver's stuff. I've started with this fan art, but I need more. I want to see Waluiver's fanfics showing up on AO3. I want my Tumblr and Twitter flooded with Waluiver's art. I want Waluiver's edits showing up on my FYP on TikTok. I want Waluiver's cosplay. Comment below with ideas for Waluiver's art and fanfic. Share this video. Tell your friends. Get the word out. I believe in this community, and I believe in you. Oh, and if you're still on the fence, here's an actual Instagram post of Brie Larson kissing Waluigi. Special thanks to my Elder Manticore patron. Open parentheses. Close parentheses. If you'd like your name read aloud during the credits, like this parenthetical kitten here, or animated across the screen like these lovely people, my Patreon is in the description.